We love hip hop.
Bishnoi gang. Okay, we spoke about this a few lives ago. There was a top boss or a suspected top boss of the Bishnoi gang that was murked or unalived in BC. Okay, I think it was more specifically Surrey. And more information has come out about this individual and about his connections to the Bishnoi gang. Okay, I pulled up a report courtesy of CBC News, obviously, and I've been covering this extensively. So I'm going to play this clip first, and then I'll give my reaction.
I want to bring you a CBC News exclusive. New information about a shocking killing in Surrey, BC in early May. Police have not identified the victim, but an investigation by the Fifth Estate can reveal that he is alleged to be a high-level member of the Bishnoi gang in Canada, one the Canadian government appears to have been aware of. Fifth Estate co-host Steve Souza with us now. And Steve, take us through this shooting.
So this shooting happened back on May 4th, and it was in an office complex in Surrey. Happened in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon, around 3 o'clock. Sources tell us that two gunmen casually walked in to this office building, went up to a second floor office, and shot and killed a man who was working there. And as you said, police have not revealed his identity. After the shooting, there was really no information about suspects, nothing that you would expect police to reveal after such a gruesome killing. But what we've learned is the name of the victim. His name is Gurvikramjit Singh Waring. Now, this was a challenge, even just getting a photo of him, because up until this point, we...
Now, just quickly, before we continue this news story, last time we checked on the story here, they didn't have the name of the guy. We had to go and do a quick little Reddit search or search on other places, but his picture wasn't like so available. So now they're getting more information.
Only knew that there was a figure lurking in the background of our investigation we've been doing separately into cricket corruption, a mysterious figure named Sam. And so that's one of his aliases, Sam Canada. He was also known as Satvir Singh Waring. But in death, there was two different photos of him with two different names circulating in the community. But shortly after his shooting, a social media post appeared, and this was posted by a man named reportedly by a man named Rohit Godara, who belongs to a rival faction of the Bishnoi gang. Of course, the Bishnoi gang, a terrorist entity in Canada. But
yo, this guy right here, if you see this guy downtown walking, bro, walk across the other side of the street. You might not even. You're just gonna be like, yo, who's this little Indian? You, whatever, haha. Yeah, he shoots you right in the face.
He claimed credit for the killing, saying that the man known as Sam Canada was a main handler for Bishnoi in Canada, that he was involved in cricket, in match fixing, and so that they essentially took him out. And so we spoke to one expert in the Bishnoi gang who says that there is this battle going on between these factions, and it appears that Sam was a victim of that. But what's interesting is that police have said that the victim, who they haven't identified, but we have, was not known to police, was not not facing any extortion threats. But that's because we've heard from people in the community that Waring was making threats allegedly against people in the community, and because he was a part of the Bishnoi gang. And so people in the community are wondering if
he was extorting people.
We've given information to the police about this individual. Why wasn't anything done about it?
It is amazing the tentacles of the Bishnoi gang here, which gang almost makes the entity, this organized criminal entity, sound smaller than it is. It is big. But let's go to this individual, Sam Canada, one of the names.
Okay, and just so I can understand, right? This guy is involved in cricket fixing. The cricket world is that big that the fixing of it is probably worth millions of dollars. This is an international sport, fam.
Names he was known by. What have you learned about him?
So there was a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue about who he is and what he was doing in the community. In the office building where he was killed, it appears he was running a business, from what people tell us, getting students loans from the provincial government, but we weren't able to find any businesses registered to him that were doing that. We did find a business registered that appeared to be a farm business, a business that did bring in temporary foreign workers over a number of years, but one that the government realized that during inspections didn't actually have a farm, and he wasn't actually doing the work that he was bringing in these workers for. That business was fined and subsequently shut down. We do know that this man known as Sam came to Canada in 2013 himself as a foreign worker.
16 years.
And what's interesting is that there was a list put out by the Indian government in 2023 where one of his aliases showed up. And it was a list of alleged Punjabi gangsters abroad. And there were 7 of them apparently hiding in Canada. He was on that list of one of them. We reached out to the government to get some questions about this. We also asked people in the community, and we spoke with a radio host, a former MP and former MLA named Ginny Sims, who's been talking to a lot of people in the community who are rightfully scared after this murder. And we asked her what she thought about the fact that his name does appear on this government list put out by the Indian government. Take a listen to what she had to say.
Number one, how did he get into this country if he was already wanted in the other country?
Okay, I think we've seen this in the other video.
What you said and what I've heard in the community. Then the question is, where did our system fail?
As I mentioned, we did reach out to the RCMP, to the Justice Department of Canada to get any information about whether India did put out a request for extradition, if law enforcement was aware of this individual. We were not able to get a definitive answer from the RCMP or the federal government. Basically, they said they can't comment on this. So we still don't have exactly an answer as to whether he was on the government's radar. But as you heard from Ginny Sims, it does raise a lot of serious questions about somebody who apparently was quite high in the Bishnoi organization.
Well, from their saying, this guy's been around since 2013, right? I don't know how high in the gang he was by 2013. I have received a little bit of information, BTS, that, you know, as far as this guy being around for a while, but somebody who I should look up is somebody by the name of Arsh Dalla. So let me look this up here. Arsh Dalla. Oh, this guy's name has got bare SEO. Look at this guy. Back out of hibernation in Canada. Why Arsh Dalla's issues with arch rival Goldar LB. Is this in English? No, hold on. Let me see if I could find something in English. Let me see if I could find a news story. Whoa. This is the nigga to look out for. Holy. I'm getting too deep into the wormhole right now. My heart's beating. Like Jada said, my blood pressure is building. I'm trying to find something in English. A lot of this stuff is older. Hold on. Let me go do some. Before I go through any of these things over here. Oh, my Lord. Commonly known as okay, so Arshdeep Singh Gill, commonly known as Arsh Dalla, is a designated terrorist and de facto chief of Khalistan Tiger Force, KTF. Oh my gosh. Wanted in India and over 50 for over 50 counts of bomb clot, murder, extortion, and terror financing and all type of horror. Originally from Punjab, he relocated in Canada. And is a primary subject of ongoing extradition efforts by the Indian government. Wow. Okay, let me let that breathe for a second. Our country is full of, like, I don't want to use the T word, but yeah, the T word. You know what I'm saying? Yikes. What's this?
A very warm welcome. You're watching CNN News 18. I'm Akanksha Swaroop. Let's dive into this segment with breaking inputs coming in from Canada. In fact, this is a CNN News 18 exclusive. Inputs brought in by Minister Manoj Kumar Gupta. In fact, we are learning that pro-Khalistan extremist and gangster Arsh Dalla has been granted bail on a surety bond of $30,000. Arsh Dalla, remember, was arrested in October in connection with a shooting incident in Ontario in Canada. Now we're learning that Arsh Dalla has been charged with illegal possession of arms and tampering of evidence with the latest.
Okay, how long ago is this? So he got a $30,000 bond back a year ago. Our country is so soft. 30 racks? This guy probably pissed 30 racks, bro. 30 racks, nothing. And we have to have a surety, so you don't have to have $30,000. You just have to have somebody who has 10% of that in their bank account for the last 3 months. Baby food. Let him out.
That we can tell you right now is that Dalla has been granted bail. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant Mishra, who will be sharing more details with us. Siddhant, of course, a bail that was expected to happen anytime.
Well, that's right, Akanksha. In fact, Arsh Dalla is somebody.
Keep in mind, in America right now, Chud the Builder, and I'm not saying, oh, give him less bail, lower his bail money. Chud the Builder, the internet influencer, piece of shit, racist loser, okay, has a $1.2 million bail that I think they reduced it to $1 million. They're letting what they call on Google terrorists out for 30 racks.
Who is on Indian agencies' radar, and in fact, Akanksha, Indian agencies informed the Canadian side about his presence on the Canadian soil for the first time. And in fact, there was a special request which was made under the existing treaty between the two countries to share the details regarding Arsh Dalla. In fact, Indian side did inform the Canadian side about his whereabouts, locations, etc., etc. And in fact, I think 2 weeks back, we got this confirmation that he has been taken into custody. And there were multiple reports followed by that he was not being, the media wasn't allowed inside the courtroom to report on the court proceedings. We got to hear that also. Now, Manoj Gupta is telling us.
I got you, Carol. I got you.
That he is out on bail. There is a surety bond of $30,000 that he has.
They put shitty bond. Surety. They put shitty on the goddamn YouTube screen. Surety. You can't understand what the man's saying? What's wrong with you, Google?
Now, who has arranged this money for Arsh Dalla? We don't know. Which all forces in Canada is helping them with such a large chunk of money? We really don't know. And in fact, there's a charge sheet which has been filed against him. Arsh Dalla and others were also taken into custody under various counts of illegal possession to tampering of evidence. There were serious charges which were pressed against him.
Sorry, I got to take the subtitles off the screen because the Google AI is getting it so wrong that it's fucking me up.
And Indian side wanted to extradite him. And in fact, there was a statement also which came from the Indian side. Now we are getting to know that he's out on bail, so the extradition thing will not happen. And in fact, the top sources in government of India is telling Manoj Gupta that Arsh Dalla gets bail, perhaps non-cooperation to the Indian side's request. And in fact, this is surprising.
Yeah, he's not going to go to India and just give himself up. Sorry.
Also, because there was no chance which was given to the Indian side to question him also. Usually, that's the setup.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm confused. Are we talking about the same guy? Because they let him out in Canada, right? Oh, Canada, 30 racks. I gotta double check this. Are we talking about the same guy? It was on this tab I was at, right? Yeah, 50 counts of murder, extortion, and terror financing. 30 racks? Yo, the fix is in, fam. So apparently this is the guy, really. You know what I'm saying? I know they did the news story, or I just showed you guys the news story on this guy. He might be a top-ranking guy, maybe. He might have a lot of influence. This
I want to bring you in CBC News.
Was a main handler for Bishnoi.
Let me see if I can find his picture here. Like, okay, yeah, you're fixing bets or whatever, but this is the motherfucker you need to look out for. Yo, our government is trash. You know what? Okay, and listen, I'm just getting some intel. Like, obviously, I can't reveal my sources, but apparently this gentleman, and maybe this gives more information over here. Recent legal status. Following a shooting in incident in Milton, Ontario. So the man was just here. Okay, so this is the stuff from last year that I just showed you. Okay, he was later granted bail by the court. So they didn't know who he was, basically. Okay, and this is an example. And I asked in a poll. Let me check on the poll, because this might help to really enforce you guys' decision here. Can the Canadian government be blamed for the Bishnoi gang violence? 71% of y'all are saying yes, and 29% of y'all are saying no, which is crazy. Okay, and I haven't even gotten to like the meat and potatoes yet. Pause. All right, this motherfucker got shot over here in Milton, October 28th. That's when they found out that he's a guy, that he's a geyser. He's what, fam, I just looked up his statistics, bro. His shit is like, you know, S-tier criminal. You know what I'm saying? He got a 50-pack, alleged. Okay, they still got to, they still have to actually charge him for this shit. All right, and actually like see if they can get a conviction. But they're saying that he got like 50 chapeaus, 50 hats, right? This is the same guy that they had to catch in Milton, Ontario after he got shot. And then they were like, from, I guess, through Interpol or whatever, oh, you're a geyser, $30,000 bill. And the government is not mixed up in this shit. Like, yo, just make his bail 30, fam. Just make it. Fam, I know gangster like little Ray, friggin' Scarborough Regent Park or friggin' wherever hood that got like a little friggin', I don't know, I got caught with a Cuban and a friggin' couple of ounces of weed that got bailed that is close to that. Oh, they caught me with the strap. 30 racks? I'm not saying like, okay, I'm saying make it higher. Like if you guys have a real justice system, like it's not working, fam. Trust me. Ooh. Okay. This and listen, again, I'm not gonna end the segment here because like I feel like I'm going way deep into this wormhole over here. Like, because these videos, I can't understand everything that's happening in these videos, obviously, right? Like, a lot of these videos, if you look up Homeboy, it's all in Punjabi, right? Hold on. Like, interviews and shit like that. All right. Is this in English?
दोस्तों हाजिर हूं एक और रिपोर्ट लेकर
चैनल Bro, there's a whole bunch of shit that's happening that we don't understand everything because we don't understand the words that are being said in these news stories. Okay, but right. And let me just give y'all just a little bit of information on some of these guys. Right. They call out the Okay. I think that's yeah. Okay. I think that's enough info from behind the scenes. Whole lore lost in translation. Yes, that's what it is. The whole lore is lost in translation. Like I literally need to go and like chat GPT or some kind of AI to some of these videos to get really what the whole story is on this. You know what I'm saying? It might be like out of my range, like, yo, the fuck you talking about that shit over there on your little hip hop podcast there, boy. All right. I do remember there was a podcaster, Brampton podcaster attack. It was from years ago. Vicious attack caught on camera. Is this it? Because they ran up on like a broadcaster or podcaster. Okay, let me put in broadcaster. Vicious attack caught on camera. Is this it?
Peel police are asking the public for help in their search for suspects after a vicious attack took place outside of a Brampton bowling alley a little over a week ago.
Okay, no, that was a bowling alley. But there was like a broadcaster that got fucked up. Okay, he was talking too much shit on his little radio show or podcast show or whatever. Radio host attacked by 3 men with an axe and a machete in Brampton. Bomba! I can't even put that on the screen, my nigga. Okay, graphic attack. See, I just had to keep on scrolling. Graphic. Police say brutal attack in Brampton on Ontario was targeted. Okay, this guy also, he was supposed to be a media
We're
guy.
learning more tonight about the police investigation into a violent and brazen attack in a Brampton driveway.
We first brought you the story.
Well, Michelle, we're learning from police that they were aware of a death threat made against the victim here. We're also talking to some members of the Punjabi media community in Brampton who say they are very alarmed about what's happening here. Jyoti Singh Mann's mother likely saved her son's life, but she and her husband are now afraid to leave their Brampton neighborhood knowing the attackers are still out there.
Look at this, look at this. I'm going to go right past here. Let's go to here.
He's in the Brampton.
They were hitting him with axes, fam. Axes. You and your little show, shut the fuck up, nigga.
A radio host last February.
Look.
This is the third day by CTV News of an attack on a radio host last February. The attacker is wearing a mask and confronting.
My God.
It's the radio host.
They're not giving him some hard cuffs. No. I don't want hard cuffs though, fam. Just chill. I'm just saying they're not like moshing him up. Like the axes, they were getting at that guy
Numerous times before running off. Peel police say these cases are under investigation.
Mostly these hosts, when they're being attacked, they talk about the India issues most of the time. But many hosts, they talk the local issues also. But those attackers, they are not happy when any host talk about the India issues or any.
Why do I do this job? Boy, say it again.
Local issues also, but
He hits investigation.
mostly these hosts, when they're being attacked, they talk about the India issues most of
India
the time.
issues.
But many hosts, they talk the local issues also. But those attackers, they are not happy when any host talk about the India issues or any controversial issues. That's the time this problem occurs or happens.
As we reported yesterday, family members say they don't recognize the suspects. They were wearing surgical masks.
No. Don't disrespect the ting, fam. Yo, just chill. Don't disrespect the ting.
A neighbor who did not want to be identified says police were at Mann's home a few months ago. They towed away a Range Rover from the driveway. Peel police and the
Bro, look. From what I was seeing behind the camera, because I couldn't show you guys, they were going ham with the axe, like as if he was just like if he was a tree trunk, brother. Oh my God. You would have think say like, yo, this is not a human being. They're just beating the fuck out. Graphic.
RCMP were apparently.
Mom Dukes ran them off. She backed them off. Look, Mom Dukes over here. As soon as she came running, the respect kicked in and they were like, okay, we ain't going to do it to Mom Dukes. Okay, we ain't going to do it to mommy. But your son, tell him to get off his little stupid ass show. Shut the fuck up.
There when it happened.
So I am aware that there was a vehicle seized from the area of the victim's residence I believe it was a few months ago. At this time, we're looking to see if that's related to the incident that occurred last week. I don't have any information to say that it is, though.
It scared the crap out of me. It's just,
Me
I
too.
mean, even just watching it, it's just like, to happen in this neighborhood, which is a really nice neighborhood. You don't know what's going on.
Family members say Mann is listed in stable condition, but
No more. Mans have the machete. Yo. The universal mother weapon is the broom. Mom Dukes come out with the broom. Niggas with the guns just start running, right? Maybe here in Chicago, she might have got mowed down.
Police made it clear again today that they are considering this a targeted attack and there's no risk to the community.
All right, just keep on talking about all that stuff. All right, this guy, all them mans, them. I think that's my cue to stop talking about it too. Shit. All right, but real shit, I will stay tuned. You know, the news is covering it, obviously. So if the news does come up with any more developments, and obviously not just the mainstream media news, but like if there is any YouTube videos that are very interesting, I will bring these topics back up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you, Jen, for 6. I will do my research, also my due diligence, so that they ain't like, yo, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why we beating the shit out of you. Like, all right, listen, fam, listen. I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to learn, or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want to learn. Okay, maybe not. Anyhow,
We love hip hop.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.